Coffee with chopsticks using the vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your coffee. At the molecular level. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started. But first, Weiss Premium Coffee in a itsgoodtobeaman.com coffee mug. Perfect. Perfect. Someone said, did you ever have a bad cup of coffee? Yes, I have. Yes. You would think that they're all nice by the way that I comment on my coffee, but yes, I've had some bad coffee before. Shotgun house, also known as a shotgun shack. A home where the layout is one room right after another. Did you see the imagery there? Believed to attract spirits, the doors were intentionally misaligned so the ghosts couldn't go straight through. Elvis was born in a shotgun shack. Aaron Neville was born in a shotgun shack. David Byrne in the Talking Heads, in the song Once in a Lifetime, said, "You may find yourself living in a shotgun shack." Now a popular, simple living style for retirees and young people who are shunning materialism. In New Orleans, in 1902, you could rent a shotgun shack for $1.03 a week. Are you living in a shotgun shack? I would if I could have a Van Gogh in a minute. Keith Green, he's been dead for 38 years, almost 4 decades. Just let that sink in. Some of you old heads out there. Almost 40 years. Sentimentalism. You've heard me talk about sentimentalism. It's a trap. Huge trap. Rather than missing someone, something, or some experience, how about this? Just be thankful for the time that thing, that person, or that experience was in your life. Like the sandbags on a hot air balloon, it stays grounded until they are cut off or loosened. They served their purpose, but in order for that balloon to rise, the sandbags need to go. That's the same thing as people, things, and experiences. The sentimentalism you have about certain things, people, and experiences. Until you let them go, your life cannot rise. It's important to determine what you should be sentimental about or miss, and what you shouldn't be sentimental about or miss. Make a wish, baby, and I will make it come true. Make a list, baby, of the things I'll do for you. Ain't no risk now in letting my love rain down on you, so we can wash away the past so that we may start anew. David Pack from Ambrosia, 1980. Pretty cool song, right? Soft rock, they call it. Some men don't understand the bro code. It's kind of an unspoken thing. Do you know what the bro code is? If you know what the bro code is, please list it down below. I'm just giving you a little quiz here to see if you know what it is. The woman who says kindness is sexy. I've encountered some of those. Still ends up with a good-looking asshole with money. And kindness will have nothing to do with it. Another lie. The genders do tell lies. What are some lies that women tell? Listed down below. What are some lies that men tell? Typically, let's talk about the broad brush strokes. I don't care if you have money. I would live in a dumpster with you. I would follow you to the ends of the earth. Yeah, okay. Just list the lies down below. Usually those lies, or misconceptions, or whatever you want to call them, I don't know, happen early on, and then reality sets in. People don't like to be reminded of their lies. What if you rewarded your dog with, want to go for a walk, rather than, want a treat? Would your dog look any different? Just wondering. Vetting someone for how they feel about quitting, about divorce, and about their track record of giving up. People rarely do this while they're enjoying their chemical romance in the first year or two of a relationship. All relationships are chemical romances for the first 1 to 2 years. Do not kid yourself. On social media, when people find somebody, some people use social media as a journal or a diary, and 99% of their social media comments, let's say on Twitter, are nothing but commentary about what's going on in their relationship right now. They're basically just telling you what's happening in their life right now. They don't have that helicopter view looking down on their life. They're just in the midst of it. People go from I to we just like that. Brings me back to a post I said last week on Twitter where I said, if your coupling is all public on social media, so will your breakup be all public. Most people won't heed that advice, that observation. That's the self-deception that we all live in. It can't happen to me. It would never happen to me. I'm too smart for that. Believe me, I've seen 50-year-old men make some really stupid-ass decisions. Yeah. And post on social media. It's not about sex. It's just not about sex with you. Don't you forget that. You need wolf energy. So eat some raw meat. Get a roast. Go to a butcher shop and buy a roast. Before the butcher wraps it up, what I want him to do is slice off some paper thin pieces. Paper thin. You know, like as big as a card. Something like that. Pieces of beef like this. Let's say a 1/4 pound of that roast gets sliced off. Take it home, put it in a bowl, squeeze half a lemon over it, mix it all up. Put some garlic powder, or better yet, chopped garlic in there. A little bit of salt, a little bit of coarse ground pepper, and let it sit for an hour. And then take those pieces, I usually grab mine with chopsticks, and eat the piece until you finish the 1/4 pound. It's not going to be gross. It's not going to be bloody. It's not going to be weird. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is really good. You will get wolf energy from that red meat. Don't doubt me on that. You will love it. You're going to feel alive within 1 hour of eating it. Raw meat creates wolf energy. That's why the wolf is the master of the outdoors. Men, what is the first name of the woman that was the beginning of your red pill awakening? How long did it take you to become free of one-itis? How long have you now been awakened? Do you consider yourself now impenetrable? And last question, have you coached another since? I'd love for you to answer those questions down below. One sales guy calls you bro, another sales guy calls you buddy, and both lose the sale because they forgot the most important name, your name. Don't you kind of despise sales guys that call you buddy, chief, pal, bro, and all that? Almost as much as I despise the guys that use my name a little bit too much. There's a balance there. There's a fakeness when people do that, right? Michael Foster from It's Good to Be a Man says, here's the truth that your pastor won't tell you. First of all, you can't go wrong by following Michael Foster. Good guy. I like Michael Foster. Young man, probably about 40. I'm guessing about 40. Smart, seminary grad, reformed, Solid dude. Whole bunch of kids. Pretty wife. Left the pulpit, left working as a pastor, and is now in the corporate world. Nice guy. Here's the truth your pastor won't tell you. Singleness isn't too bad in your 20s and 30s, but getting old by yourself sucks for most people. No spousal companionship, no sex unless you fornicate, no kids, also known as a limited legacy. They're just telling you what you want to hear. Follow Michael Foster. You might like some of his stuff. You might not like it, but it's worth a follow. Check him out. And check out itsgoodtobeaman.com. Not unlike vegans and CrossFitters, men who talk about the cold, hard truth, it seems like they get off on saying the words cold, hard truth. However, there's zero empathy or compassion detected, and this tough guy attitude all over social media is an attitude that they themselves would never have responded to. It's funny how that works, isn't it? People write me all the time. All the time. Non-stop. Non-stop. This could be a full-time job for me if I choose to do it. This, what I'm doing right now, and responding to people. Many letters start out, I know you're a busy man, but if you could help me with, and I know I could read a lot of these letters on, live like this on the Daybreak Show. And there's times where I want to speak the cold, hard truth to somebody. Not everybody is wired to receive the cold, hard truth. I'm not talking about lying to them. It pains me to tell someone, turn away, walk away from her, walk away from it. I don't get pleasure from telling someone to walk away from a life that they created for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. It actually hurts me because I know the minute they read it, it's going to hurt them. Some people will respond by saying, I knew you were going to say that, and I know that that's what I need to do. Other people, they respond in some maladaptive way, and I know they're hurt by it. It does not bring me pleasure to deliver the truth. That's why truth needs to be wrapped in love, not tough guy, not attitude. It hurts sometimes because I know tears follow the reading of my replies at times, not only from the person who's reading it, but honest to God, when I deliver truth that can be hard to swallow, I get a little tear in the corner of my eye too, because I know that they are going to be hurting. And especially if I get those letters on, let's say like a Friday, like right before a weekend. Isn't it interesting? I get a lot of letters and emails right before a weekend because people are afraid of weekends. You know why? Because they're not working. They have to look at themselves in the mirror. They have 2 days that they used to spend with a spouse and a family. Now they're alone. And this isn't all about relationships, but weekends are usually hard for people who are going through life changes. Friday nights particularly are very difficult. Saturday nights very difficult, which is why I might do Friday night and Saturday night live broadcasts. A lot of people cling to those broadcasts, which leads me to the question, would you rather be slapped with the truth or kissed with a lie? People are just hoping, and praying that I might say it's going to be okay. And I will say this, there's very few situations that you can't recover from. There's very few tailspins that you can't recover from. And it is going to be okay. It is going to be okay. A weekend can seem like a year to some people. but it is going to be okay. Speaking of okay, I'm going to a drive-through coronavirus test today as a employee in the healthcare system within a forensic facility. Work in a prison 3 days a week. And I have been exposed. So what I need to do is I need to get tested so I don't spread things. And 2 of the buildings that I work in have been closed down. They're now quarantined because the patient/inmates have been exposed to it. And in close quarters, something like that can spread really fast. And I was working in it for 3 weeks before they closed it. So here's the deal. I have to, at 8 o'clock this morning, I have to sign up for a test. And I go to Temple University at a drive-by clinic kind of thing, where a guy in a spacesuit, and I think it's the National Guard, believe it or not. Now this is weird. Remember what I said? Next thing you know, there's armored vehicles rolling down the street. And I pull up, and there's very strict instructions. The windows have to be up. You pull up, the cars are in a line. You pull up, they tell you to roll your windows down. A guy that's covered, that looks like a scuba diver, an astronaut, is going to give me a tissue. I have to blow my nose, put the tissue aside, and then he is going to take a swab and put it in both nostrils, way in the back of my head, swab it around. Another one in the back of my head, swab it around. And if you've ever had any rapid tests for the flu, that is a weird ass feeling. And then he's going to put it in a test kit, seal it up. Prior to that, I have to give them my ID, the facility I work at ID, picture ID, and my health insurance card. And from what I understand, there have been, as of now, 595 positive cases of coronavirus where I live, 31 new cases yesterday, and a total of 10 deaths. And then I sign up with LabCorp to get the results within 3 days, and I got to check that. And then who knows where it's going to go from there. I almost think that the flu that I had in January might have been the you-know-what. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell. I did get a rapid test. I went to a clinic, and within 5 minutes, they told me I tested positive. But I'm wondering if what I had wasn't the you-know-what. Because I did feel like shit for probably 3 to 4 days, and then it was a total of 2 weeks before I, literally, like the quarantine time, like 14 days, it literally was about 2 weeks from start to finish. And I felt a little weird for the month of January. And I said I either got it at work or got it at the gym. I know that. Speaking of gym, yesterday I worked out, body weight workout. 50 to 75 push-ups, about 75 push-ups. 3 sets of 25. I am sore today. I took gallon jugs. This was actually at work during my break. And I did like curls, tricep extensions. I did grab the jugs by the handles. I did some front raises, lateral raises, presses, like that. I did body weight squats. And I'm sore all over. Kind of felt good doing it. And it kind of, even the soreness now kind of feels good. And that was my first attempt to do some body weight stuff. I'll do some dumbbell stuff later on today. I have dumbbells. And I do a lot of work on my ladder. I have one of those weird ladders that extends up and can become all kinds of shapes. And I found that can be one of the most incredible workout devices I've ever used, between various kinds of push-ups and dips, and just there's so many things you can do with a ladder. A folding ladder, not just a straight extension ladder, the kind of ladder that can fold or become a straight ladder and extend. And that in itself is like a gym. It'll blow your mind what you can do with it. So I'm going to do that today. I have to sign up for the test, the drive-through test, at exactly 8 a.m. They're going to give me a time to go to Temple and get that done. And I feel good. I feel good. The reason why I'm getting it done is because I don't want to spread it to anybody. If I have the you-know-what, then I certainly don't want to infect anybody at all. So that's important, because I have been exposed to it. Whether it's now in my system, I don't know. But I have worked in a fairly gnarly environment. And I'll let you know how it goes. I'll let you know what my experience is. And with that, finish your coffee in a It's Good to Be a Man coffee mug. And I'll see you tomorrow on the Daybreak Show, your home of sanity, clarity, and reason.